Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. In our last mission, we launched to the Duna, and now we're on a close approach. As you see, I'm correcting our orbit to lower periapsis. And also I see that we can encounter Ike, but we don't need it. We're going to lower our periapsis to approximately 10 kilometers to make sure that we aerobrake around the Duna and actually land there without any use of engines. But as we're going to see, all plans only live until you encounter the enemy, and we will not be able to do it properly. We're doing final node corrections, and let us speed up this part. The burn will not take us a long time, because we are still way too far from Duna to actually have large course corrections. And that is a big plus for us. We don't need to spend a lot of fuel. And our orbit is slowly becoming parabolic. We still encounter Ike, and I decided, well, looks like a free return orbit. Maybe we should do that. But then I saw that the orbit is actually going to be highly not equatorial, polar, and that's not the knot we need. So I abandoned this idea. And we are on our final approach. Let's create a node that will not do anything except alarm clock and warp to it. So we're approaching Duna with our apoapsis of around 10 kilometers, and it will take us approximately next 10 seconds. As Duna's atmosphere is much thinner than Kerbin's, we need to lower our apoapsis a lot to actually achieve perfect aerobraking. At around 15 kilometers, we would have gone into the orbit, and around 10 kilometers, we ensure that our orbit will end somewhere within the Duna itself. So let us do our signs, do a little bit of EVA, observe the goo, another interesting thing. At this point, our approach is ensured, and our landing will happen one way or another. Following is the compilation of my fails. How many times do you think I managed to crash on Duna before I actually landed there? We shall find out. This one just fell over. And bam! In this case, and in many others, I didn't manage to stop or even brake fast enough until the parachutes were deployed. Bam! But finally, after many futile tries, we've managed to both aerobrake perfectly and land without falling over or destroying our capsule completely. Here's our spaceship going down through the atmosphere, performing the so-called aerobraking. Along the way we perform some scientific experiment, taking measurements of temperature and the atmospheric pressure. And finally, when we're actually very close to the ground, we start braking with our engines. And touchdown in 1. And here we see our ship trying trying to tip over, but we won't let it. No, we won't. And here we are on the planet Duna. Let's use our ladders. Let's turn on the lights. Conduct our most valuable scientific experiments, such as learning what our Kerman is thinking, our own Jebediah Kerman. Let's take a temperature measurements and the atmosphere pressure measurements. And finally, let's take him for a Duna walk. Along the way, performing a very, very important part of repacking our parachutes. Things we will definitely need when we're going to return home. And the small step is done. The first interplanetary journey is almost over. We are there. Now the small part of returning back. Let us put our flag, call it Duna 1. Take the soil sample and make the EVA report. Apparently, red sandcastles are viable. Who knew? Let us make our final photo here. Let's try jumping in this low gravity. Definitely harder than on Minimus or Moon. And let's grab a ladder and get back into this spaceship. And on this note, let us end this episode. Next time, we shall return home, gloriously and with honor, unlock new science, and plan our next mission. Fly safe, and I will see you next time.